SimpleCMS is the easy-to-use CMS system for creating websites in a snap. Once you install SimpleCMS using our easy web installer, you'll be presented with a home page and an admin interface. To get to the admin area, type in admin after your domain URL, and you'll come to the admin dashboard. The admin dashboard contains all the information you need to keep your site running and to add new content. The main dashboard area has a list of tabs, your icon bar, your Google Analytics area, your site information, and common tasks. First, let's look at our pages. Click the Pages tab or the Pages icon in the icon bar to get to the Pages area. You'll notice we have 3 pages. By default, only 2 pages are created when you install SimpleCMS, the home page and the Error 404 page. The columns give you extra information about the individual pages, including when they were modified last, if they're published, if they're currently used by a menu object, if they are the start page, or if they're the 404 error page. You can also edit, delete, and preview the pages by clicking the appropriate icons. To add a new page to SimpleCMS, click on the Pages icon in the icon bar or the Pages tab. Once you're in the Pages area, you can click on the New Page icon to create your new page. Give your page a title and add some text. Using the WYSIWYG editor, you can add bold text, italic, underline. You can justify the text, change the style, change the font size, add images, and more. There's even an HTML view. It's as simple as using Microsoft Word. When you're finished, click the Published checkbox and hit Save. You'll see my new page, page 2. It was created less than a minute ago. Up at the top of the screen, we'll see that the page has been saved, but there's an X next to it saying that it hasn't been used. We need to add a menu item in order for this page to show up on our website. Click on the Menu tab, click New Menu, put the text that you want to show as the menu item, we'll call it page 2, and then select the page that you want to link to this new menu item. Click Save, and it's been saved. We can click back to the website to view our live site, and you'll now see that we have a new page called Page 2 in our menus, and there's our text. It's just that simple. If we go back to the admin panel, we can add or edit any of the pages that we have there simply by clicking the Edit button next to the appropriate page. If you want to change the order of the items in your menu, you can simply drag and drop them in the admin interface. Click and hold on the item you want to move and drag it up or down to the new location. To create a submenu, grab the menu item and move it to the right under the option that you want the submenu to be. For instance, we'll make Setup a submenu of Nature Gallery. We'll make Gallery Slider above that also as part of the submenu. We'll go ahead and click back to website, and you'll notice that our changes were saved automatically. We now have a submenu under Nature Gallery called Gallery Slider and Setup. To create a form in SimpleCMS, go to the Forms Generator tab. Click on the New Form button to create a new form. Give your form a name and enter an email address that the form data will be sent to. Now let's add some fields. The buttons on the right are the different types of data that you can collect from the user. Click on the button for the item that you'd like. For the text box, let's double click in the label and enter a name. This will ask the user to input their name. Next, let's ask them for their email address. Click on the text box again, double click on label, and enter email. To make sure that it's a valid email address and properly formatted, we can click on our validation dropdown and choose email. This will ensure that the user has entered a properly formatted email address. We can also validate against whole numbers, numbers, and URLs. Next, let's add a text area for them to enter some information. We'll call this comments. We can add a drop-down list, radio buttons, checkboxes, and we can edit each of those. We'll make our drop-down list department. To edit the options that they can choose from the drop-down list, click the pencil, and then we can add the different departments that we have. Sales support, customer service. Each item needs to be on its own line. Hit update options, and we've now got a drop-down box with sales support and customer service. Let's call this one Call Me. Click the pencil again, and we'll edit our radio buttons. Radio buttons are either or options. They can either choose yes or no, or one of the 2 or 3 or multiple options that you selected. The key here is they can only select one item from the list. We'll enter phone, email, or please don't contact me. We'll update our options, and you'll see our 3 options here. The last option we have here is a checkbox. Checkboxes are similar to radio buttons, except you can multiple select the options that you have. Again, put each item on a unique line. Update the options. Let's add our label, I'm interested in. Now we asked here for a phone email for them to call me back on, but we don't have an option for the phone. Let's add that by adding another text box, and we'll add phone. Now this is in the wrong area. Just like in some of our other areas inside SimpleCMS, you can simply grab and drag and reassign this to a new location simply by drag and drop. The last 2 things that we want to do is add a CAPTCHA and a submit button. CAPTCHA is a way to reduce spam. Please enter the characters shown. The user will be required to enter in the characters that are shown here. This ensures that it's not a bot or some automated process. The most important thing is we need to add a submit button. If we don't add a submit button, the user won't be able to send this form anywhere. You can change the text on the button by clicking the pencil if you choose to. Most of the time you're going to leave that alone. The last thing we want to do is hit submit to save our form, and you'll now see that we have a new form called Form 1. Just like some of our other smart tags, we need to put this into a page now. Let's go back to our pages area, and we'll go into the page 2 that we created just a little while ago. Click the edit option, and you'll see our text here in our WYSIWYG editor. Down at the bottom, we can put in a form. Click the Insert Smart Tag, choose Form from the list, and say Insert Smart Tag. Next, we choose the module as Forms Generator. It's already selected. Choose the form that we want to include. We'll say Form 1. The success message, which shows up after they've sent it, and then update the smart tag. You'll notice now the code for that smart tag is already entered, and if we hit save, that's been put onto our live site. If we go back to our website now, we'll see under page 2 that we've just added this form in just a few simple steps. Very easy to do. The user can go in and choose the department. They can choose from our radio buttons, our checkboxes. They can enter the CAPTCHA and hit the submit button. You can also put that on its own unique page if you choose to. You can go into Smart Tag or edit the form. If you want to edit the form directly, click Edit Form. That'll allow you to edit the fields on the form. If you click Edit Smart Tag, you can go in and change the Smart Tag information itself, such as the message sent and some of the other data that shows up here in the Smart Tag editor. Next, let's look at galleries. You can create multiple types of galleries that can be presented as a page, or they can be embedded within a page. You'll notice we have a number of sample galleries already created. To create a new gallery, simply click the New Gallery button, give your gallery a name, and click Save. To add images to your gallery, click the View Images icon next to the gallery that you want to add pictures to. Click Upload Images and choose your images from your computer. You can select multiple images at once. Click the Upload Images button and select the images from your local computer. You can select multiple images at once and upload them. You'll see the upload status bar show for each item as it's uploading. Once you've uploaded your images, if you mouse over an image, you'll see View Image, Delete, or Edit Information. This is how you can edit the name and a description for the image. Click Back, and your new gallery is ready to be used. To delete a gallery, click the Delete icon, and your gallery will be deleted. You'll see status up at the top of the page saying the gallery has been deleted. Now that we've created a gallery, we want to insert it into a page. First, let's take a look at our images. You can add content to the image by clicking on the Rename or Edit Informations button when you mouse over an individual image. You can add a name and a description. Let's go to our Pages tab, and we'll create a new page. Give the page a name and insert a smart tag. Now we have three different types of sliders, three different ways to present the information of our gallery. Gallery slider, gallery masonry, and gallery list. We'll start with gallery list. Click Insert Smart Tag, and I'm taken to the Edit Smart Tag page. I already have my title. My selection is already made for gallery list. I can give it a name here as well. And then I choose the gallery that I want to show. I'm going to choose Botanic Garden, but I can choose any of the galleries I've created here. I can choose the number of columns that I want to use to show my list. I'm going to choose 3. And then I can say Hover Effect and Enlarge Images, which is a light box. I'm going to click Published and Update Smart Tag. The Show Title button here would show me this information if I were to put something in the title box. I'm going to go ahead and hit Update Smart Tag. You'll see that my Smart Tag code has been placed here. I'll hit Save. The next thing I need to do is add a menu option for this new page that we've just created. Click New Menu. We'll call it Botanic Gardens. We'll choose Pages, and then we'll choose the page we just created called Botanic Gardens Gallery. Click Save, and we've added our new menu option. If we go to our live site, you'll see the new option in the menu called Botanic Gardens Gallery. Click our gallery button, click the menu, and you now see our new gallery placed in a page with a 3-column grid. We have the hover effect turned on, so everything goes dark except for the individual item that I'm on. Any of the title will show when I mouse over. You'll notice that the title of the image, for those that I did put a title into, show up. And if I click on the item, I'll get a full-size light box. I can click on the right or left side of the gallery image to go forward and backward within my gallery. Click the X to close the gallery light box. Let's take a look at the other two types of galleries, gallery slider and gallery masonry. Go back to our page and edit. We'll change the gallery type to a gallery masonry. Highlight the existing smart tag, click the Edit Smart Tag button, and we'll choose Gallery Masonry from the drop-down list. Click Update Smart Tag, save our page, and refresh the live site. We now have an entirely different look in our gallery. We still have our 3 columns, but you'll notice that some of the images are shown in portrait mode, some are shown in landscape mode. They show the title and the description for the images that we put that information in for. Last, let's look at the gallery slider option of Smart Tag. Let's look at our galleries that we have currently set up. I've created a gallery called Slider Images. I've created a number of images that are all exactly the same size and shape. They're a landscape long format, and they're all meant to become part of a rotating slider. I'm going to go ahead and use these on a page. And we'll put these on our new page. Get rid of the existing text and insert a smart tag. We'll choose Gallery Slider, insert smart tag, and we'll choose the Slider Images gallery that's already been created. Now the width and height has been set to the size of the slider images already. I can add a margin to the bottom. I can change the effect that I want to use between the different transitions of each image, and then the time per image. The time is listed in milliseconds, so this is 5 seconds per image. I can add arrows on either side of the slider to allow the user to manually go forward or backward. I can set it to pause if they hover their mouse over the image. I can preload all the images so that it shows a smoother animation faster. We can add a shadow, float, and we can show pagination, which allows the user to see how many images there are and to click on them directly to view that particular image. We'll go ahead and hit Update Smart Tag, and we'll click Save. Now you'll notice that New Page actually has an X, which means it's not being used by a menu currently. Let's go to our menu system, and we'll add a new menu. We'll call it Slider, and we'll choose the page that we just created called New Page, and we'll hit Save. Now let's move that up in the list, and let's also take and make a few of these items here, subpages, to make our menu system a little bit easier to deal with. Go ahead and look at our live site now, and you'll notice we've cleaned up our menu, and here's our slider page. And this is a gallery slider using a smart tag. I have arrows on either side. This allows the user to rotate the images directly on their own without waiting the 5 seconds that we have it set for. We also have pagination turned on. The user can individually click on any of the dots which represent the individual images. We can edit the smart tag and go and turn any of these options on and off. You can also change the width if we wanted to shrink that up. We've now saved that, and you'll notice now our slider is much narrower. This could be tucked into a page with text wrapping around it, or a variety of different ways to use the slider. The slider is probably one of the most useful smart tags in SimpleCMS, just by modifying some of the options that you have as far as size and the arrows and some of the other features that are there. We'll turn off the arrows, we'll turn off pagination, and we'll turn off the hover pause, and we'll update that. And you'll now notice that we've gotten rid of our arrows, and now we have just a nice clean box that's going to rotate on its own. Great for a variety of uses in a website. Let's create a smart tag map for a new page. Let's go ahead and create a new page. We'll call the page map. And we'll insert a smart tag. Choose Google Map and insert smart tag. Now we have a width and a height that we can choose for our map. We can float it, we can add margins and some style, shadows, zoom control is on, off. You can have it, hide it, make it small and large. You can take the map type, change this to different kinds of map control, and you can display the map scale. Now to set up our map, we're going to click on the map. It's going to give us a map of the entire world, we're essentially going to use this 950 by 300 pixel box to show what we want to have shown on our website. We're going to zoom way in. I'm going to pick the Chicago area here. Now let's zoom in a little bit more and to the level that we want. And we're going to hit close. Now that data has been captured, and I can go ahead and say publish and update smart tag. And you'll notice that there's now latitude and longitude information, zoom level, and the width and the height already placed within my smart tag. I can go ahead and hit save. And we need to add that page to a menu option. Back on our live site, if we refresh, we'll see our map page in the menu. Click on it and we see our 950 by 300 pixel Google map shown at the zoom level that we asked for. We have our zoom control still here. Now if we go in and edit the smart tag, there are a few other options in here that you can configure. You can place a marker on the map. You can position it on the map. It'll bring up our map again. And we can select anywhere on here we want. And click the close button. We can also go in and we can Street View button. We can turn that on. And we can change the type of map control. We'll click Update Smart Tag again. And you'll notice now that we have a marker placed on the map where we chose. We have our Street View option, and we have a drop down over here to allow us to choose satellite or terrain for our different kinds of map data that's being used. So we've covered all the content types of SimpleCMS, including forms, galleries, pages, and menu items. Let's go into the Settings tab. Settings allows me to give a name to my site, allows me to change the maximum height and width in pixels of any images that I've put up on the website. It'll automatically resize those images to meet that maximum width and height if I have this checkbox checked. I have a form module for contact form and the address to use. If I need to use SMTP for my mailing, for outgoing mailing, I need to enter that information here, and your web hosting company should be able to help you with that if you need help. I also have the ability to select different themes. These are the themes that are built in to SimpleCMS. Now, currently we're using a plain theme that you'll notice is called Wide, and it's in yellow so we can see which one we're using. If I simply click on the dark one here and click Save, that instantly changes the look of our website to match that new theme. Go down here and change it to minimal dark, dynamic. These are all the different types. I can change it to simple, which allows me to make it look however I'd like. I can enter in any text and formatting as much as I'd like. So we'll go ahead and hit refresh. And that's our simple look. Under admin settings, I can change the name of the application logo, which I've changed to this, the amount of disk space allowed for this particular website, the number of published pages, galleries, and gallery images, the number of forms that can be used, and the Google Analytics information should I need that. Hit save. And if you go back to the dashboard, you'd see that information represented here. A total of 500 images, 12 galleries, 12 pages, 50 megabytes, and 6 forms. Also shows me how many of those I'm using, and it changes to yellow when I start to approach the maximum for that particular item. If I want to add a new user, click New User, give the new user a name and a password, and change the level to either plain user or super admin. If I change it to user and click Save, I can log out. Now that I've logged out, I can log in with that new user information. Click on the admin panel, and you'll notice the number of options that I have changed when I go into settings. I no longer have option to click on the admin settings icon. I can only change the individual settings and theme for this particular page. I'm going to make a couple more edits to this page. There's a couple of different ways to do that. Since I'm logged into the website right now in the admin area, I'm presented with a number of buttons in the top right corner of the screen: Edit Page, Admin Panel, and Log Out. Also, if I mouse over the page and any particular smart tags, you'll notice that a couple of tabs appear above: Edit Smart Tag and Edit Gallery. I can click on the smart tag and edit just the smart tag attributes themselves and not the page. This includes the width. We'll change this to 400 pixels. And the height, we can change that to 250 pixels. Say Update Smart Tag. And you'll notice now that we have a much smaller smart tag being shown for our gallery. Now, if I wanted to edit the page, I click the Edit Page button, and I'm presented with my WYSIWYG editor. For this particular smart tag up on the top, I may want to make that right justified. And also drag and drop that and put that up here at the top. And we'll save. And we can refresh.